She's a veteran.
Right on. She's got the dream job too.
I
Yeah.
can't see your head
All
My
right.
head.
So, guys,
Is it really?
we're live on the internets.
right now.
So we are here for the HF Pod chat. It's another ladies' night edition, which is great. Um, we're,
Ladies.
we're joined by Jen, Sarah, Rachel, and Gillian. I'll ask them all to introduce themselves. Jen, do you want to start?
Yeah, sure. Hi guys, I'm Jen Bernstein. I am a huge Fish fan. Started seeing Fish in '96. I was 16. My show was 10/26/96 Charlotte Coliseum. Got hooked. I am the managing editor for High Times Magazine, which makes it interesting because everybody wants my job. It's not an easy job. But it is a dream job, and I'm going on Fish Tour next week. I start in San Francisco, and I'll be there through Vegas, and I can't wait.
Awesome.
Thanks for having me, RJ.
Yeah, of course. Rachel, do you want to go next?
Sure. Well, thank you. Thank you for having me tonight. It's so fun. My first show was in '94 at the Phoenix Plaza in Pontiac, Michigan. So it was a full-on horn section. They totally won me over. All I knew was Junta, at that point.
Wow.
And yeah, so I've seen Red Rocks and most of Red Rocks and out the Gorge. The Gorge was pretty amazing. But I've never seen a Halloween show. So this will be my first Halloween show, Vegas, and I'm completely stoked because it's El Dia de los Muertos también. So we're going to just look for 2 Space Cadets on Friday night. Zap Thunder. Got to give them a shout out right now. And yeah, looking forward to totally just doing Vegas
Awesome.
right.
Sarah, do you want to go?
Sure. Hi, guys, friends, everyone out there. I feel like I'm just talking to you all, but it's multiplied by many. So, my work's behind me. I paint all the time. I started seeing Fish. Actually, my first show was in high school. I was a baby and had no idea what I was getting myself into, but knew that something about the music just drew me in and really got me. And it was Starlight '98, and I was just twirling around on the lawn, stoned, and I ate a good ball in the parking lot, and have honestly listened to Fish. They've been truly my soundtrack at different parts of my life, and right now they're really a part of my artwork, and I'm just really glad to be a part of all this, and to continue to be a part of a band that's growing and evolving, and I'm meeting new people, and it's really, truly fucking awesome, actually. So that's all.
Awesome. That's great. Thanks for joining us. I think I was at that Star Lake show. Did they open that show with Trenchtown Rock?
They did, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice. That was fun stuff. So we have one more person, Gillian, who I can't see, but are you there, Gillian? Can you hear us? She disappeared. Okay, I'll reinvite her. So Rachel, you were just talking about going to Vegas this fall, but let's start with the summer. What shows did you all see?
Okay,
and what did you
so
think?
I spring pre-ordered, the crazy announcement with the helicopter, so the excitement began, and pre-ordered for DTE in Detroit here, was psyched that they were coming to my hometown, it's small venue. So I saw that show, which is the biggest bitched about show of the summer, right? Everybody hated that show. But of course, I just completely loved it. And I, actually had my cousin who was her first show, so she was a Fish virgin. So that was really cool to be taking her to see her first show. So we were right up front and just loved it. And then I just could not go to Chicago. So I have never seen a show on my own, by myself, ever, any concert. But I thought, you know what? Yeah, there were a couple people that were going to go, and I was going to hop on a train with some, other Twi people and figure out who they were. But I just ended up going with a girlfriend who lives in Chicago, and I tried to kind of convince her at the last moment, are you sure you don't want to go in? No, that's all right. So she and her husband went home and dropped me off, and I got my ticket and had my first, alone show ever, and it was Chicago Friday night, the 18th, and it was just the bomb. So I have no regrets about going to my first show solo after 20 years of Fish.
Wow.
It was so great, and I met the best people ever that night, so it was just amazing, the whole thing. And then Chicago the next 2 nights. I did go up to the lawn, and I hope if Fish you're ever listening to this, you don't play that lawn or make them change it, because I went Saturday night on the lawn. I was like freaking out. I'm going, you can't even see the band. What's going on? So I don't really like that lawn venue. I was fine with the floor, but the lawn is spooky. How you have to walk all the way around. It's weird.
Did Gillian make it?
Yeah, I'm here.
Gillian, go ahead.
I
Can you
keep
introduce
getting
yourself?
voted out, so it's awesome. Intro?
Yeah, intro and talk about your summer shows if you saw any.
Oh, okay. Intro. I'm Gillian Meyerberg. I live in Miami, but by way of New York, so I'm super stoked for the run. New Year's. My first.
Oh man!
Oh no!
God.
Shoot.
I guess Miami doesn't have internet.
Yeah, not today. Jen, do you want to talk about your summer while Gillian gets back?
Ooh, summer. I can't even remember how many shows I saw. I think I saw like 10.
Oh, wow.
I saw a bunch. I really liked Randall's, like being able to walk to shows if I wanted to. Taking public transportation to Fish shows in New York City was really cool. I loved Randall's. I thought the third night had some really sick jams. I didn't go to, Merriweather. And I now hold that as one of my biggest regrets, because I think missing out on those shows were, a letdown for me, because it seemed like what happened to Merriweather was Fish bringing back like some of that, like fun, like the old school fun. So if anybody was there, I'd love to hear what they had to say about that. RJ, were you?
Yeah, I was there. Yeah, it was great. It was fucking awesome. I mean, it was very much like the old school, fun sets. But the first set was really kind of special for me. And then the second set was just super fun. So it was like a really, really, really fun show. Everyone I was with is like we still talk about it like daily. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, like daily. Yes.
It's one of those shows.
That was kind of a letdown for me. But I went down south and I hit, the tour closer in Alpharetta, which I loved. Alpharetta is the home of my disco brother. I met one of my best guy friends on the rail in Alpharetta as he was trying to deliver a disco ball to my friend Bridget. And I was trying to stop him, saying, no, you can't, guarding our space at the rail, you can't come up here. And he's like, look, just trying to deliver Bridget a disco ball. I know all about your rail politics. And I met my friend Eric. So, like, being back in Alpharetta where we had first met at the rail, like, we were there for Killing in the Name of, nice. Years ago, Sick Harpoons and stuff. And so being, at the rail for Alpharetta this year was great. I loved Oak Mountain. I thought Oak Mountain was great, and also, the Wharf, because the Wharf was where, down in Gulf Shores was where 555, the vocals and the horns were recorded, and Trey said, he got a little choked up after playing 555 because, I think it's always just so much more meaningful to them to play the music where it's inspired. And case in point, Dave Grohl now has a new music, like the TV show that's out.
Yeah, it's like a documentary-ish TV show thing on HBO, right?
Yeah,
or something like that.
Yeah, he goes city to city, and in the city that he's in, he meets with the people who, made it famous. Like in Chicago, he meets with blues greats like, Buddy Guy. And Buddy Guy talks about Muddy Waters. And so at the end of the episode, they write about a song. So my case in point being that when, lyrics inspire songs, inspire moments. I think it was, special for Trey, special for the band, and then us. And then the next night, to, hear that simple and have a shooting star meteor in the distance, like watching that and like just like the cosmic universe blowing up. and saying like, we've got it simple because we've got a band, and then like, I know Phish used to be like that awesome, and you didn't have to cite cosmic events as like sticking out for you as cool shows, but when you've seen, like, I've seen 170 plus shows, like, those are the shows that stick out for me, like the ones that have really crazy shit going on, and a Meteor is crazy fucking shit. So yeah, my summer was awesome, and I thought that, you know, by the end of tour they were playing great. I loved the man shows too. I went to the man shows were on a Tuesday and a Wednesday. And Elliot Byron, shout out to E. Byron, he and I drove down both nights and worked the next days and went to those shows. So if any of you think you can't go to work after seeing shows, you can, and then go the next day. It's rough, but you can do it.
That's awesome. And we talked to Elliot about those shows per your recommendation on the podcast, so thank you for connecting us with him. Gillian, you're back, so you...
I switched computers.
Awesome.
I moved computer. That's it. I have to come back. Okay. So you want me to continue where I left off? Okay, so introduction. I'm Gillian again. And my first show was 5/19/91.
Woo!
Salisbury School in Salisbury, Connecticut.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was when they were still on the boarding school circuit, so it was pretty cool. And I live in Miami, so I am by way of New York, but super stoked for the run. This summer I was at Great Woods, or Mansfield, whatever it's called now, and then Randall's, of course, and Dick's, and Orange Beach, which actually turned, I think, was possibly one of my favorite shows of the summer. I had a really good time at Orange Beach. It was a long drive, but yeah, so that's it. Hi, and I love it. So, and I'm back.
Yay.
And wait, Sarah, you didn't go yet.
My Phish perspectives.
Just from the summer.
So I started this summer with all 3 Saratoga nights, and the way, well, actually, I should say this before I even start talking about that. The way that I've been thinking and listening to Phish is it's become something different for me, and I'm thinking about it from the perspective of an artist, but also from the perspective of an adoring fan, right, that's participating. So I'm almost analyzing less and more so thinking about these moments that I'm experiencing within the songs. And they might happen in the car or at a show or while I'm painting. So it's just been a really interesting journey as I've started with Saratoga, as I'm about to talk about, and ending actually at Dick's. So yes, I started at Saratoga, and one of my favorite all-time jams I've listened to 100 times is the Saratoga Fuego. For sure, it just like gets me every time. I paint to it over and over again, and again, one of them, like, again, what's something that's just so magical about Phish is that it always challenges complacency, right? You know, you go to a show to experience something new each time. So for them to open up Fuego like that, I'm crying, I'm dancing.
That was second set, right? That second set opener at the back?
Yeah, and it was just beautiful. So I was on the balcony and I was able to look down and just see the lights and the people, and that's another element that I've really fallen in love with is crowd observation and really feeling like there's this true host connection right between the stage and between the fans. And I learn from that constantly. I think about that. I draw to it. And what else? And then I actually went to, I snuck the third night of Randall's in. And I met Gil for the first time, and Alex, Bishop, I'm sorry, I'm like forgetting. And for me, that show, so it's, I love Chalk Dust, but it was also, that show was personal in that it was more about dance. So I've just, Rachel, you were mentioning going to a show for the first time alone. It's one of the greatest learning experiences It's all about you and the music, right? And whatever you want, you decide your night. And that's the great thing about Fish, right? Because we all feel this sense of security and family that you can explore. So moving on, and what else did I love? And then Dix, really. So one of my favorite shows. I mean, Dix was just a whole nother realm of out of control. I mean, it was,
Yes, it was, Sash.
It was the best.
the girls' room.
Yeah, the girls' room.
Amazing. The relationships, the music, I'm gonna live there, just the people, the family, all of it. But for me, Dick Simple and Sand. So those are my jams of the summer, or my top picks. And really, I don't have top picks truly as an artist, right? We make masterpieces, but we learn from all of our paintings, all of our drawings. I mean, I make all kinds of crazy stuff in my studio that I never, take pictures of or really I do take pictures of, but don't put online, right? So they're all important. So I don't really think, and we'll be talking about Fall Tour, and this leads into what I was saying, but we should be grateful, right? Fish is fucking incredible. They're making music. It's 30 years, right? It's art. Let's celebrate. Okay, I'm done for now.
Well, Sarah, I just have to say, the whole art and music connection with Fish in 30 years, I can echo that. And so Zap and I were here watching the webcast, and at least it got a little better, but I end up playing my flute along to Fish. So I have this fantasy that one day, I have 2 daughters, and one plays cello, one plays violin, and that's way out there. But just expressing music, with a band that I've loved for 20 years. I mean, I feel so grateful. I'm 10 shows in 3 months. That's amazing. If I would never have been able to think that for sure Fish would still be together 20 years later, and we'd be raging just as much, if not more, because to see the evolution of these guys, their comedy, their true love and musicianship, and all of their different independent, gigs. And I mean, people like to hate on, Fish fans are funny how they, if you guys, did you listen to that Howard Stern thing today?
No,
I didn't listen to that.
Oh my God, that's terrible. It's horribly, terribly funny, but just the whole lot scene, and it's everybody's just nitrous or whatever, and it's they were not at all encapsulating the spirit, the artistry, the love, and the pure magic.
I'm fine with that.
Magic that is Fish.
Howard Stern fans don't need to come infiltrate our scene. I am all about more the merrier. But as somebody who's been on a few Howard channels, not on Howard Stern show himself, I'm going to offend some Stern listeners, but it's kind of lowest common denominator. Fine. You can talk all the shit you want to about Fish, or cover some of the not so pleasant aspects of our culture, and it is culture, but you know what? It's not for everybody, and I want it just for us. Tickets are hard. Stay away.
With you.
I thought that thing made him look just like a total asshole. That was my takeaway. It just made him seem very ignorant, and it was just annoying to me. But that might have just been me, and maybe because it was Monday, and I was just annoyed.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
Was it bad? I want to talk about. Hey, RJ, have you had the double alligator mouths on?
No, I haven't.
That dude. Talk about humor and Fish. That guy.
Who's
really
this
funny.
guy? Who's the alligator guy?
Yeah.
Oh, he had these YouTube show reviews that he was putting up during the summer.
Oh,
and, yes. He would take huge bong rips and be like, wait between songs and be like, they were double alligator mouths, and it was
The
just
guy from the South.
I did see one of those.
Was it the guy from the South with the big Southern accent?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
I
hysterical. He was really funny.
that guy.
So, so to quote Sarah, Sarah said the fish is fucking incredible, which I think we all probably agree with more or less. So what do you guys think about the first couple shows of this tour so far? People on the internets are angry sometimes, but also happy sometimes. But this weekend, people were kind of angry about something. I can't figure it out, but people are mad that Trey forgot a word, or I think they may messed up the riff or
Start
something.
a tour. Like, why are they so hard on themselves? Trey's been playing symphonies.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, who cares if he
Yeah.
misses a few words? How would you
Right.
remember 19 billion songs?
Well, and also, like, stop, dissecting it to that point. Like, you're kind of taking away the whole pleasure of why we listen to the band. It's like, I'm not delving into being like, he forgot that word. Like, okay, so what happens to the best of us? Like, I forget shit all the time. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yep.
But, like, I thought if I have to break them down, both shows, I'm going to say Friday, I feel was a better show that Eugene was a better show than Seattle. Yeah. I mean, it started. The waiting all night was a little much for me. Like, I get it lyrically. Like, the East Coast, I've been waiting all night and all of that. Thank you, Jump Around, Phil Fancy, but because he said that on Saturday night. But like, it started out and like we were already so tired. Like, I was like, shit. Now you're putting me to bed out of the gate. Like, it was a little much. But then once they got, once they've got into Reba, I think they really found their groove. But I think that Saturday show was a little average. Just kind of, I mean, there were good parts to it. Don't get me wrong, absolutely. I mean, but I thought they were good. I heard the stream was terrible. I kind of passed out early. It was just kind of power hours. So
none of us were actually there, right? Was anybody from this
No,
crew?
that's
I don't think
too
so.
bad.
And I mean, maybe we're just tour veterans. Like, maybe we know better. But like, I'm just saying, start of tour is always a little rough. Like, there's gems in there. Like, I was listening to the first set of Seattle, and Mike started taking the lead on Wolfman's. And I heard, the rest of the band kind of like, it was almost like a sigh, and they were just following Mike for a minute. And so that's what I'm really looking forward to, is like someone's like stepping up. But like, Paige had a big night, I don't know, one of the two shows. And that's the thing. It's like, these guys need to remember that they're playing with one another and remember what it's like. And I know that they practice. I mean, Mike, sent out rehearsal photos. So that's positive.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not like they're, 18, 20, 22, 26, drinking mushroom tea and jamming for 12 hours a night together. They're getting their sea legs back, if you will. And, by the time we're in Vegas, it's going to be like old hat.
Yeah.
I mean, I think these two shows kind of are, in my opinion, I feel like Santa Barbara, because the venue is so small, I think it's going to be something really special.
Mm-hmm.
And anyone who's there is really, really lucky, and like, don't bitch about it, because I think it's going to turn out, I think it's good. They're going to bring out some really special things. And, it's kind of the one I wish I was going to, but oh well.
Well, maybe they'll webcast it for free because the stream.
Yeah.
I was thinking, Fish would probably approve. Like, I was actually thinking that Fish would actually do something like that.
Like Atlanta?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know, we're pretty lucky to have a band that even offers to give out a free webcast,
exactly.
after the summer,
For sure.
debacles. They don't have to. I mean, there was
The first night of Fall Tour, I loved Maze.
Yeah.
Favorite. But again, the second night, so the webcast kept interrupting, and like as I was about to be like, okay, here we go, I'm about to like settle in here, it would hiccup again, and I felt like they wanted to open up a few of the songs, especially I'm thinking Sand. I listened to that. I started to really relax during Sand, but to be honest with you, I wasn't really inspired to re-listen to that. It's not a bad show. It's just one of their many pieces, right, in a whole repertoire. So it's like, let's chill and get on the bus, enjoy it, love it, learn, listen, talk, bitch.
Who said Mike made a face when they started playing Sand?
Pardon me?
What's
Did
that?
anybody else read that? Did you read that, RJ?
No, what?
I don't know. Whatever. It was just on Twitter. But somebody said that Mike, like, they went into Sand and Mike made a face. Like,
Oh, I did hear that.
I did not hear that, but I did hear from Nick from Murph that Fishman started Cavern and Trey was really pissed, and that it took them a little while to like get back in the groove after he went into Cavern. Apparently, maybe they had something else planned, but
don't you guys you sense though that they had a good time, especially on the webcast? You know, they were talking about they did Wilson, you know, Jimi Hendrix. They had a great time. They were laughing. They were doing, you know, some dance moves for a song. So I don't see any of this as being an issue. You know, I think it's good.
I think it's all good. I mean, if you're going by like set list, I thought it was kind of, you know, just. But the one thing I liked was both of these shows were really fast. You know, like there weren't heavy, long jams, which I think is great out of the gate because then you know towards the end we're building up to some kind of really awesome things.
Right.
You know.
I personally liked that. Was it Golden Age Light Fuego?
Yeah.
I really liked that. So I mean, I think, you know, for me, I do not go in thinking like what's going to be wrong with the show.
Yeah.
I mean, all the set list, everything was so spot. I liked both Friday and Saturday. You know, Eugene and Seattle, but for me, like I just streamed it. You know, listened to the audio on Friday night, and the webcast thing I think is a little more of a build-up because, you know, you're watching them and you're all up close and personal, which is, like Jen, you were saying, just to be able to webcast is such a treat. Like, I mean, that we can actually watch the second night, like live, real time.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
I think that added to people's frustration, the fact that some people had problems with the streaming and all that. So
right.
Sure. It was the first thing I saw when I woke up.
It tainted people's perception of the show, I believe.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Definitely. Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, so are all of you going to Halloween? How many of y'all are going to Halloween?
Woo!
Hey, 3 out of 4 ain't bad.
Except me and Sarah. Sorry, Sarah. So.
No, you were supposed to come, Saz. I don't know why you're not.
I know.
Gillian, you start. What are your expectations for Halloween? Even though we know that we shouldn't have any, but what are you thinking?
Were you asking me, RJ?
Me.
No, Gil. Sorry.
Me, Saz. Me. I don't really know. I'm kind of still like figuring it out. I think it's I need to think more. My expectations, I keep them at a normal level, but I feel like they're gonna do something crazy, and I think I don't know if they're gonna cover an album. I don't think. But maybe this should be the last year for it. I don't know. I'm just really fucking excited.
Yeah,
to
it's
get
awesome.
back on tour, like really excited.
Jen, what about you? What are your thoughts about Halloween?
I'll be like super excited. Last night I was working on my costume some, and I'm sure everybody knows about the big like disco ball experiment things that are happening
on Saturday.
Right? Yeah. It's Saturday, Vegas. We're dressing up like disco-y, which is important.
Right.
But okay, so this is what I'm thinking about Halloween. And I don't know if I'm allowed to spread rumors, but I'm just going to say it because
do it.
Whatever, because the dude of life told me, and so it has to be. But the dude went to Trey's 50th birthday party, and he went to a Jets game with Trey, and like I believe Sue organized like 18 of Trey's closest friends, and they all went to the Jets game, and it was really awesome. And Trey's daughter said to him, "Dad, you have to play a cover album because if you don't, it's just lame." Which is awesome because like how awesome is Trey's daughter, you know, being like, you have to. Like, it's tradition. You can't not play a cover album. So this is, I mean, no pressure on a band to learn an album in like a few days. I mean, is that an expectation? I think yes. Like for older school fans, like yeah, it's an expectation. You learn somebody else's album. Phish, I think one of the most beautiful things that Phish does so well is that they cover other people's music. Sometimes, if not all the times, better than that band. So this is like a chance. Like Halloween is that night to do, to pay tribute and be like, yo, these are some of our influences. This is what we love. Like we've been studying your music. So I'm always definitely down for a cover album to don that musical costume, if you will. That's my expectation. If it happens, I will be over the moon. If not, then like it's another Phish show. I'm happy the band is playing. I'm never gonna thumb my nose at a fall tour because I love fall tour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rachel, what about you? What's your take?
I was originally thinking, I thought that they would do all their own side gig covers. They do Tab Band and Pork Tornado and, Mike Gordon Band. So I thought maybe they would do that. Oops. And then, I think, Sarah, you go ahead. I can't tell if I'm talking, or you are.
No, you are.
You are.
Okay.
You're talking.
Okay, sorry. So the video moves around, so I can't really tell. I'm like thinking that the person who is on the video is talking. So anyway, I thought they would cover their own, but hearing that, what Jen is saying, I'm thinking, it would be really apropos for them to cover a Pink Floyd album, just because I hear so much Pink Floyd, and obviously the producer and all that connection, but it sort of gives me hope that there could be a cover album, because I was kind of thinking after last year, covering Fuego or most of it or parts of it, that they wouldn't do that this year either. They were kind of breaking tradition last year. But I would love a cover album. I think it would be so fun. Zeppelin, I loved when they did No Quarter at Dick's. And I love their Bold as Love. I love Axis. People hate on it. I know Molly. I got to give her a shout out. I know she hates it. But I love it.
I think it's amazing. It was the most like moved I was at all the entire Dick's weekend was during Bold as Love. I'm not really sure why, but it was intense. Sarah, do you want to chime in on Halloween?
Yeah. So Jen, before I start talking, I really liked your perspective of Halloween and traditions with covering, right? So it's not we get cranky about or talk about which what band we want them to cover, etc. Really, it's the band sharing with us, right, an influence or something that's driving them creatively, and I really like that perspective, right? I've never really even connected that. What I was thinking for Halloween, right, so they changed it up last year by doing their album. I'm thinking they're going to do something totally different, right? They broke the mold last year, or I'm cool with them, of course, doing whatever the hell they want, because they're the master artists, right? And there'll always be people that'll get pissed and that go along with it, but let's be open-minded, because that's really what we want, right? We don't want the same old. We don't get it. So, and if they do cover, I'm all about a Zeppelin album. I love Led Zeppelin, so I'll say that. I mean, I haven't really thought too deeply, to be honest with you, because I try again to be really open-minded and allow the element of surprise to take over. As I couch tours, you all are going. RJ, we can tweet together.
Yeah.
I'd interject and just say I want a cover. I was just FYI. I want a cover. Just an FYI.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that people want something different. Like, fans want something different, and then when they do something different, it's annoying to people, but if they do the same thing, that's also annoying. So it's kind of hard to win, except for there are those people who just appreciate, like you said earlier, Sarah, that they're playing Phish concerts, which is fucking great.
Yeah.
What do you guys think from the rest of the fall? What do you any again, expectations or predictions in terms of songs or the shows, how the tour is going to flow, jams, Harpua.
Be amazing.
I don't care where they play. I don't care if I'm there or not. I am a sucker for Harpua. I love some narration. I just want to hear the band talk. I'm fine with Paige being the mouthpiece. I think that's cool. I thought it was interesting. Like, maybe everybody should take a turn and, like, talk a little. But why don't they talk more? Like, to us.
Band talk. Or stage talk is great.
I want more talking. So, like, I feel like it gives them a chance. Or, like, Makasupa, it, like, shows some creativity and, the Kush Bush and, just
Have fun.
anything different, things that are memorable.
Yeah, why don't you think they do? I mean, they've never really done a lot of stage talk, right? There's never been a lot of banter, but when it comes it comes usually in like waves of hilarity and and sort of newness. But I don't know. There's not a lot of that right now. They seem to stick pretty close to the script.
Yeah, I mean, I think it also maybe they're getting older, and it's kind of they want to, they're staying to the script because they're getting older, and Cuff isn't as I don't want to say easy anymore, but it is a little, when they're in it and they're doing it and they have this set, they have what they know they're gonna do, and then I think when. Like we were saying before, how, with Cavern, if they really got mad, like something went awry and they're not dealing with it well. And clearly if they're making faces on the webcast and we're seeing it, that's a problem. So maybe it's it is an age thing, but I would like to hear them banter more because it is really funny when they do it. Yeah. And it makes me happy. And I mean, the whole experience makes you happy, but it is when you just hear them shooting the shit during the middle of a show, it's great.
Yeah.
Brings us into their conversation and kind of allows us to go on stage with them and feel like you're really in that conversation, which I think really makes us all happy.
Elliot just said that back in the day, they would never talk.
That's fair.
I mean, so they had secret language, right? They had signals.
Right.
But they played chess with the fans.
Yeah.
They did, like, there was more interaction, right?
Well, Elliot will have to define the day, because maybe he means like a specific day of, a specific year. But, I mean, it's true that like they use the secret language and the signals and all that instead of talking, right? Like instead of banter. But yeah, I don't know. I think we could always use a little bit more banter. It seems to me like it's when they're having fun. That's when they,
Right. So where was it over the weekend that, or Seattle, Eugene, that like Paige and Trey, like Trey was basically like leaning over the piano to Paige. Did I say Trey? Paige, right?
Yeah.
And Paige actually walked around
Friday night.
Saturday night.
Yeah, they talked on Friday night.
Yeah.
I didn't see Saturday night. Go ahead, Rachel.
Saturday night, I noticed that Paige walked on the other side of Mike, which we rarely see. He like went all the way to the far left. Pardon? Yeah, on Saturday he was, on the other side of Mike, and it was a good vibe though. It was like, to see them interact and kind of shake up the space a little bit. Like John shrinking his drum kit and kind of interacting more. You know what I mean? In phase 3 or 3, whatever, So I love seeing like more singing and action from Fishman too, because his voice out of all 4 of them, I think, has probably not aged as much as, I mean, he really still sounds great. They all do, but I think John has really, his vocal cords sound great. So it would be fun to hear them going back and forth a bit more.
What about Alex? Fish at the Man just asked, what about Gamehenge? What do you guys think? Are we gonna see Gamehenge again? Maybe ever, or Halloween, or never?
Maybe this is the Halloween.
Could be. I have been getting a little vibe about it, like a little woman's intuition. I would love it. I mean, you know,
I like that. I like this.
all women, like on Saturday night, I said like 7:30. I said to Pat, I was like, dude, we're getting Cavern Opener. I just know it. It's my intuition, sure enough. But like, I just have this intuition that we're gonna get it, and I think we're gonna get it. And I'm kind of really hoping that it's pushed to Miami, because I'd be super stoked to have a Gamehenge in backyard. Anyone who I think it's coming. I think it really could come, and I think we would all be really blown away and really excited. And then I think it might go away and then it might be done. That's my opinion. Nobody can check me on Twitter now.
It's been so long. It's been what? Has it been 20 years or 18 years?
Something like 18. Something. Someone will tweet it right now, I'm sure.
I thought it was 94, but maybe 96. Or 94, right?
94. Oh yeah.
Was Game Hoist the last time? I'm just gonna keep talking until someone tweets. But what did Jen or Sarah? What do you guys think? Is Gamehenge gone? Are we gonna see it again?
I think anything's possible, right? We've seen it all. Truly, they keep surprising us, and we want to be surprised again. So let's bring it on. I mean, no one's gonna complain if it's a Gamehenge. Sorry, Jen?
I'm like, do I put out that positive energy? And I'm like, please, yes, of course. Like, I got my Gamehenge cassette tape, like, when I was a freshman in high school orchestra from the first cellist, and, like, loved it. And, you know, that was one of the things that definitely, like, you know, got me into Phish. But I just feel like they're so evolved that they would never, like, I kind of feel like New Year's last year was as close with, you know, the anniversary and that Gem truck set. It was kind of like, hey, this is going to be as close to Gamehenge really that you'll get. But I want to put that positive energy out there because I would love it. And, like, why should we say no? Like, it's special to Trey and it's not as special to the other guys because it wasn't their senior thesis. But on the other hand, it's like this kind of is it, you know, is it the backbone of a lot of Phish music? So I don't know. It's hard to say. Like, I think they have Fuego right now, and I think that they're focusing on their album and not on something that Trey wrote when he was a senior in college.
Yeah, that's fair.
But it is 20 years. It was 9.
Go for it, Rachel.
Okay, well, you know, I had a small campaign. You know, David Bowie, UB40, he remembers.
I can't see your whole face.
Okay. Really? Is that better?
It was fun to see your mouth move. It was really weird.
Okay, so I didn't know this was a weird angle.
No, that's not okay.
Okay. So anyway, I was like on the Horny Dicks, hashtag Horny Dicks campaign. And, you know, sure enough, you know, Jennifer and Natalie came out there. So I was really stoked that, you know, there was like not quite a wave of momentum for the Horny Dicks, but I got it. And then the second night, Saturday night, I had my Fluff Head shirt on. And that was like magical because they, you know, encored with Fluff.
Yeah.
So I love them. I feel like they are listening to us. And the fact that, no, it wasn't an entire horn section, but they brought them out there. Then when I heard that they were going to be playing with Mo that night, I'm like, you never know. They could all come out on Friday night. I mean, you know, Jennifer and Mo, and who knows? Who fucking knows, really? You know, we could get we could get it, you know, you never know.
Well, all right, so we have a couple of questions from our Twitter, mostly supporters. There are a few Twitter trolls who are our friends also, so that's cool. But one, Nerd Propeller on Twitter asks, what initially attracted you to Phish? Which is a good.
Well, you know,
question.
I have can I just say something kind of funny?
Yes.
I don't go by that now, but my maiden name is SELPH, like myself, yourself. So in 1994, when I saw them at the PH Phoenix Plaza, you know, there was already like a genetic memory with the Fish from Vermont. So for me, it was just, it hit me like they were, you know, my, you know, I don't know how you can even explain it when you know, the whole selfish, shellfish. I'm Lushington, ha 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 now, but, you know, I like to be moving. But like for me, to my core, that Fish is just, you know, the only band I would travel far and wide to see and hear.
Nice. What about others?
What initially drew me to Fish, I have to say, was that it represented to me was freedom, or part of something rebellious about it and exciting and different. And nobody around me liked Fish, and I, for years, would go to Fish shows alone, all in high school, and just fucking go and dance alone and, you know, whatever. But, so I think that that's what initially drew me, but what's kept me listening, again, is this renewed commitment that they themselves have as artists to their craft. I mean, to, you know, falling apart and rebuilding, and look at what, you know, what, and just to see how it's all shaped and manifested and grown over the years. It's just, why wouldn't you fucking follow Fish, right? I mean, they're artists. They're true artists, truly, truly.
I think for me, I'll be honest. What initially drew me to them, well, because it was a weekend away from boarding school, you know, going to see a band. It was something that we did, you know, it was what you did. And it was 91, so it was my freshman year, and I was into the Dead, of course, and so it was like, okay, let's check Fish out, and I was, from that moment on, and I mean, I've gone back and listened to that show recently, and like the audio is so bad, but it's such an amazing memory for me, and because like, and then, you know, a few years later, my best friend Allison, she and I have been, you know, we've toured together for the past, you know, 20 years or so when we do it, and it's just really, I mean, for me, it was just an instant connection, I think, and I've just kind of stayed. I went away for, you know, I took a hiatus, not self-imposed, but whatever, and now I'm back, and it feels right. So
it is right, Gail.
Awesome.
Yeah, right, Saz. Yeah.
Jen, what about you?
What was the question? What hooked me?
What initially drew you to Fish?
Well, I like humor a lot. I like the scene a lot too. I mean, for as much as it is about the music, it's really about seeing my friends and getting to hang out with everybody. I think it's that, you know, that collective vibe and knowing that we're all in it together. Not the drugs, not, I mean, really, I'm a bass player, so it's all about that bass, that's not their song. I love the low end, and I find, you know, talking about artists and creativity, I you know, follow Mike Gordon around. I love watching him play bass. I find it inspirational. I love the low end. I just think he's a creative genius, and so what really drew me in, like once I started seeing shows, was Mike and you know, just the whole band together, because individually they're all fabulous, and I've recently started going on Trey tour and, you know, seeing more Trey shows, and that's awesome. I got to go to that Front and Center PBS taping, which was
Nice.
ridiculous, like hearing Trey's new music live, and for him taking a chance, just like Wingsuit, trying out new material for a PBS taping. Like, it's just so, they take such risks in their music and in their creativity that I think it keeps all of us wanting to know what they're going to do next. And they keep it fresh in their own ways, and I think that's really important for us as fans, like who have been fans for so long, because sure, they're not playing the same set every night or the same songs, but it has to be more than that. So yeah, So I guess the variety, the creativity.
That's fair. Well, so we have another question. This one's from Ryan Kramer, who's at RP Kramer. He said, "What song are each of you currently chasing?"
Oh.
It's good. It's a good question. I don't have an answer. I don't have any.
I've
But I
never
know the question wasn't for me anyway.
By chasing. What does it mean by interpret chasing? I mean, that could mean a lot of things to me.
It means what do you like? What are you hoping to hear every time you go to a show that you haven't been able to hear yet?
Oh.
Sing anything.
Like prep school hippie or hip school preppy. I mean, there's just songs like I feel like I've heard a lot.
Yeah.
I'm taking out my Farmer's Almanac because it's like, what haven't I?
Good idea.
Absolutely. I mean, I just said this to someone that I wasn't really chasing anything.
I hear what you're saying. I think getting a game henge this Halloween would be pretty fucking cool. So, I mean, if that was a chase, I mean...
Yeah, I'd agree.
They like Lushington a lot. Why does everybody want Lushington?
I love it.
I think that's it.
Oh, I would, if I had to choose, I would say I'm still chasing, and they never play, and it's rare, but a Shaggy Dog. I don't know why, I just love it. I love a Shaggy Dog. I do, and they've done it a few in the past few years, but like, I fucking love that song. For some reason, it just kind of reminds me of Annie, I guess. I don't know. But that would be mine that I'm chasing, and I'd love to hear it anytime. So.
All right, so we have one more question before we let everyone go. We've been almost an hour, and this has been really fun. What's your on the internet too? But I can't remember who now because we've had so many mentions that it's too far back. But
this is a popular episode.
It's incredible. So what's your all-time favorite fish show that you always go back to?
McNichols Arena. You're listening to it today in PT.
Just listening to that.
Yeah. Awesome. Great choice.
I mean, it just crushes me every time.
It's amazing. What about others? Rachel, Gillian, Jen?
I tend to go back to 95 a lot, and pretty much Sugarbush, really. I have I love the Sugarbush show from 95. I'm like kind of obsessed with it. So yeah, that would be it. Or I also go back to the Ball a lot, Clifford Ball, because there's certain times in your life where it's like they and like Sugarbush shows it would be my total the Sugarbush. Yeah, 95.
Nice.
I'll keep a whole year. How about that?
If that's fair.
There you go.
Jen or Rachel?
I'm not picking one. I don't know. It's like choosing favorites.
It's like choosing your favorite strain. It's like it's too hard.
When you have Fish OD.
It's easier with
that.
Just with Fish OD, you can explore anything. So I mean, your favorite show or ones you like. I mean,
we all know that Jen has the best job on the planet. Right here. We all have job envy with Jen because who wouldn't want that job?
Rachel, what's your show you like?
Honestly, RJ, I do not have a go-to fish show like that. I really love the whole idea of Fish OD and then live fish. So like, I don't even think I would ever have to repeat a fish show because, it's just I like listening to them. So I'll pick random shows. Like I've been keeping up all summer. That was a blast to be able to. Like I was in Port Austin, which is this little thumb area in Michigan, at this cool little cafe, like laundromat. We were like on a little vacation there for like 4 days during the summer tour opener. So to be able to take the iPad in and listen to the show, or at least teases of the entire show, doing laundry, sipping coffee, was like really great. Like I was so happy to be able to hear Fish right then and there. So it's been wonderful just to keep up with the music they're playing right now.
I agree.
Listening to it like the next day.
Yeah.
I've listened to Friday 5 times already.
Right.
For it's
Totally.
like a lot of shit about the. I don't know. I paid my $4.99 like you, and I can listen the next day to that featured show, and it's basically free. Like, I love that.
Yeah.
So good job,
Awesome.
Brad, and Schiller, John Alschiller, or whoever's obviously
They're gonna
Fish,
make
everybody like.
They're gonna
Are
make
they?
a new app. That's all that matters. I think they are. They need to. They need the app is like. I almost listened to the whole show the other day without it crashing, which was awesome.
And I was so
That's like
excited.
few and far between.
When you don't get a crash, it's like, yes!
Yeah,
Today
it's
I had
amazing.
like 5. I was walking and I was like 20-minute walk. What the heck?
I'm still trading tapes, man.
Well, you're cool, man.
Yeah, my tape tree.
Love it.
I'm down with that.
All right. Well, we're gonna let everyone get back to their night, but we'll end with like, can you guys each your name and your Twitter handle on the way out? And I don't want to ignore our lovely also lady friends from Two Chicks.
Woo!
I don't know if it's Kate or Kristen. What they asked, what do you think the big return to Vegas will be like for the band? So, will you say your name again and then answer that question as the last question?
I'm Jen Bernstein at NYC Jam Gal. That's NYC Jam Gal, Gal. What's the big return gonna be like? Hi, Two Chicks, One Fight Bell. It's gonna be really epic. I mean, how could it not? Like, I'm scared at how much fun I'm gonna have. I'm a little nervous. It's Sin City, it's Fish. They're gonna bring it. I mean, it's Fuego. It's still Fuego Tour, so they're bringing the heat, the fire. I'll see you there.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'll go. I'm Gillian, and that's at Gillian19, Gillian. And what do I think? And hey, ladies, I hope you guys are well. I think I'm with Jen. I think it's gonna be insane, mind-blowing. Like, I am so excited. I'm doing extra cardio so I can just dance my face off. And I mean, I am also too nervous, and because it's just like, oh my God, it's Vegas, and it's Vegas. That's enough said, and it's gonna be amazing. So
Right.
can't wait to see everyone there.
Yeah.
Rachel?
I'm just totally excited to dress up and Dia de los Muertos. I'm so excited to meet you guys and finally party. And I gotta say, I love the Twibe and the whole Twitter community because, it's just a really fun place to be able to, being a professional, I'm a teacher. Oh, I think the point was our handles, right? So it's Lushington, ha ha ha, and that's at 3 Angels. So I love the crazy Twitter community because, it allows us to express different facets of who we are in our day. And I love that you guys get me, that I love fish, because not many people in my day-to-day world really do, So peace out. It was so much fun. Thank you.
Awesome. Sarah?
Hello, I'm at Sarah Zeffro, Zeffiro, Sarah Paints. I'm an artist. I know I told you all that before. Fall expectations. I mean, everything that you all were saying. I really wish I could be there, but I am feeling the energy and vibe I know through the television because I will certainly be webcasting it. Forget all other Halloween parties. I'm like, we're streaming. I need to watch Fish. No, and I'm just Two Chicks. Hi, girls. I love tonight. Let's do this again, and let's vary. Let's not have men all the time. Let's, insert some more female.
Ladies' night.
Definitely.
Yes.
Super
That's what
fun,
we're doing.
ladies.
That was fun.
This has been awesome. Thank you. I'll see you all in Miami, but I hope you all have a great time in Vegas and at the other shows you're seeing. Thanks for joining. It was really fun. Have a good night.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.